Hi, I'm an Iranian, and I would like to describe the situation in Iran. I see that many American and Western commentators are speaking confidently about Iran without being there and not having lived under a dictatorship. What's happening in Iran is that the Iranian people are uprising to overthrow the Ayatollah's regime. And if you don't know what Ayatollah's regime is, it's a regime that occupied Iran in 1979. It is the same regime that attacked the US embassy in Tehran and kidnapped the US diplomats and took them as hostages for about 400 days. It's the same regime that, that executed the Iranian army generals the day after the revolution of 1979. It is the same regime that took away the women's rights, that forced them to wear hijab in order to be able to attend to school, to the universities, or to work, or even be present in the society. They took away the women's rights of custody of their children after the wars. They took away the women's rights of working or leaving the country without the permission of the husband. They took away the women's rights of becoming the judges. They took away the women's rights of getting divorced if they're not happy in a marriage. This is the same regime that mass killed thousands of political prisoners in 1988, 10 years after the revolution. It's the same regime that kills people if they choose to change their religion, if they want to become Christian, Baha'i, Jewish, or whatever, they're not allowed to. And if a person clearly declares that they have changed their religion, they're in danger of being executed by that regime. So since December 29th, people are in the streets calling the name of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, the Crown Prince in exile since 1979, and demand his return to Iran and to end the Ayatollah's regime. Consequently, Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, as the leader of the opposition, has made his first call to action and asked all Iranians to come to the streets and chant what they want today and tomorrow at 8 p.m. What's happening right now is that the people are in the streets chanting what they want, despite all the danger and risk for their lives. The call to action of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi has been viewed by over 80 million within the past 48 hours, with over 3 million likes. You can go to his Instagram page and say this. The thugs of the regime has been killing people in the street, and they may make mass killings today and tomorrow as well. We Iranians outside the country couldn't sleep the past few nights because we are worried for the ones inside Iran. And we are angry at the same time that the Western media, most of the Western media, is censoring what Iranian people want. And they're censoring the fact that Iranians are being killed in the streets, that they are being targeted deliberately in the eyes. Those people who are going to the protests know that they may not return home, or they may return with lifetime disability. But few Western media outlets are covering these. President Trump has warned the Islamic regime that if they kill them, he will support the Iranian protesters. And several people consider that as warmongering, which is not true. It is under R2P, which stands for responsibility to protect, which means that if a state fails to protect its own civilians or starts massacre or genocide, then the international community should and must step in to protect those civilians. There is already a war in Iran, not a war between two armies, but a war between unarmed civilians and the apartheid Islamic regime in Iran. And us Iranians, we respect President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, who have declared that they are going to support Iranian people in their uprising for freedom. So if your hatred for President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu is greater than your love for innocent lives in human rights, then you are standing on the wrong side of the history. If Iran gets free, we will see a whole Middle East in peace. We will see a much better world without invasions and attacks to the Christmas markets, without invasion to Jewish gatherings, because all of those are supported by the Islamic regime in Iran. Remember, the silence and inaction is standing with this evil regime. Iranian people will remember who stood with them and the path to freedom. And history will judge not only those who are killing people in the streets, but those who decided ignorance in false neutrality while people are being killed in the streets. If you see my message, please spread it and share it with your friends who care about human lives. Thank you.